For individual work, I start with a conversation about what brings you to therapy. Um, might be something you're really clear about, might be a dilemma, might be something you're not so sure about, and something might not feel quite right, and you want to get a better understanding of what that might be. I typically work longer term, and that's more what I call exploratory therapy. And I'm not there to offer a fix. So I see my role as more as an alongside a client to figure things out with them. I'm interested in patterns. I think patterns can tell us a lot about how we think, feel, behave, respond in life. And looking at those, we can figure out what the significance and meaning of those patterns might be as well. I also work a lot with the idea of what's not quite in awareness or outside awareness completely. So something we might have a sense of, or not even that, um, and bringing that into awareness to give us a better understanding of how we work, how we relate, and what's important to us. I also work with a relational model, which means, well, first of all, doesn't mean that I'm going to be a blank screen. I will have opinions and responses to things, which I will share as my perspective. And if that's a useful perspective, great. And if it's not a useful perspective, then we don't have to work with that. And I also work very much on the basis that the therapeutic relationship, so myself and a client, is a central part to the work. So it's got to be right. And that's something that requires a conversation as well, because it's not to be taken for granted. Not every therapist-client relationship is going to work well. And in talking about it, we can identify what does work, what doesn't work, what can be changed, if we are a good fit or if we're not a good fit.